To start the transformation, I'm going to remove Ultra Magnus. I'll transform him off screen so as not to waste any time or take away from the trailer. If you'd like to see how to transform Ultra Magnus, please feel free to check out the video review I've already done. I'll link to it in the show notes so you can check that out at your leisure. Now, we are going to focus on the back area first. Okay, we're looking at the back of the trailer right here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to open the door. And you can see a little bit of space in there to store stuff, but there's not a whole lot of room. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this little tab right here. We're going to pull it up and rotate it out. Just flip it out. And we'll want it to go all the way down so it's at a right angle. And don't fold it all the way in, just part of the way. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just flip it up, flip it out, down and in. Now that we've freed the back from the top, we're actually going to remove the entire top half of the trailer from the bottom half and separate them. We just pull up to do that. Just like that. So now I'm going to set aside the bottom half of the trailer and we're going to concentrate on the top half. Now I've changed the camera angle a bit so we have more of an overhead view of the top of the trailer that we've separated from the bottom. And here we're going to have, we're just going to push these little pieces that we folded over, we're just going to push those all the way in. And we can sort of see three separate sections in this top half. Here we have the shoulders, here we will form the fists, and this front section will form the chest. So we're going to separate these three sections right now. So I'm going to remove the shoulders from the fists just by pulling them apart. Next, I'm going to remove the fists from the chest, and to do that, we're going to take these two side pieces and flip them back. Just like that. And next we're going to separate the fists so they come off of the back piece of this chest. And all these pieces fit pretty snugly, so it'll take a little bit of maneuvering to get them out. So now we've separated our three sections. I'll just split the two shoulder pieces aside. So we now have 5 pieces from that top section. Next, let's get Ultra Magnus ready to combine with the chest piece first. So to do that, we're going to pull the head back. We're going to need the head to stay down. So we just turn the head around, push it down, pretty much just like it was in vehicle mode. So we now have a headless Ultra Magnus ready for his chest piece to go on. And before we do that, we want to pop the head out. So we just push the chest forward like so and push the head up, and then put the chest back in, and then it will slide right on. And once it's on, we just want to push these two tabs down. And there is our head. Next, we're going to take our two shoulder pieces and we want this silver piece to be in front. And you'll see a small peg right there. That will go into the back of Magnus's shoulder, which you'll see the screw hole right there. So we'll just fit that right over. And you'll hear it snap into place. We'll do the same thing here. Just like that. It's a good snug fit. Next, we'll do the fists. Now I've changed the camera angle again so we can get a good view of the fists coming on. So I'm going to take the left fist, and just as a word of a note of caution or what have you, the fists are actually twisted so that when you put them on, they'll be like this instead of this. So just be aware of that. To put the fist on, you want the folded flap facing down. So when we put it on, it'll go on like this. I'm just going to bring this out, and it just fits right over the entire forearm. And it'll snap into place. You sort of heard that snap in kind of loudly. Now, the fists do not have a lot of clearance in the wrist, and my left one is actually so tight that I cannot turn the fist. My right one is a little bit looser, so that one will turn. So let me show you that one. Once again, we want to make sure the flap here is facing down, and we just fit it right over the forearm. And you heard that snap, and we just twist the fist up just like that, and our upper body is pretty much finished. So let's go to the bottom half of the trailer next. Here we are with the bottom half of the trailer, and what we're going to do next is we're actually going to separate the back half and the forward half. So to do that, there is a tab right here. We're just going to pop right out just like that. We'll do the same on the other side, just like that. And next we just pull them apart, just like that, and they'll slide right apart. I'm going to put the front half aside for later, because pretty much the entirety of that piece will become a weapon. Here on the back half, we're going to take this piece off of the back door, and it's just on there with the couple pegs. This is going to form Ultra Magnus's waist. So we just fold these two pieces out. Now, a lot of people have complained that this piece is actually really loose on Ultra Magnus, and that's because they're not putting it on correctly. It goes right over his codpiece, and you have to push it on. A lot of people aren't pushing it on well enough, and it's actually a nice snug fit. It'll snap on just like that, and it's not going to go anywhere. There's no looseness to it at all in any way. Now these two pieces are going to form the leg armor. We're just going to pull them apart just like that, and we're going to fold in the back. So finish folding that to the side and in like that. And right here, this piece is actually going to, make a view for you, it's actually going to fold out. It's a little doorway, and this is where the back of his leg will be, and you can see in there a little trough. That's where his tires will go. So we're just going to quickly do that, the same thing on the other leg. Just fold these in and fold this door out. Now we're going to move this forward on both pieces so you can get that in there. Now this is an extremely difficult part to fit onto Ultra Magnus. A lot of people have trouble with it and have complained about it. So I'm going to try my best to show you as well as I can. I'm going to start on the left leg, and we'll do the best job we can. Basically, they say to do this at an angle, but there's still a lot of trouble. If you see this tab here, this needs to go behind this piece. You can see it fits right behind there, and you still need to get the tires into that little trough here, and this piece actually fits very precisely into this section right here. So if we do this at an angle, just like that, not sure how well you can see that, it'll snap in, and you do need to force it a little bit, but actually I did that right. And that's how it's done. Wow, that's the best I have ever done it so far. So we just make sure our kneecap is flipped up and we fold this in and it'll fit snugly right over. It's a very exact fit. So let's try and do our other leg quickly as well. Here's for hoping. Once again, try to do it at an angle and try and get this little tab in behind there if you can. That's really I think the key to getting this right. There we go. And then just push it in. There we go. And kneecap up, and shin goes forward. Forward for me. There we go. Should fit very well right over. And another cool thing about this is that there is a little joint in the foot so you can angle the feet, which is pretty cool. Alright, here is our Ultra Magnus. We're going to take a look at the remaining part of the trailer, which becomes his weapon. Now this is what we have left of the trailer. This will become Ultra Magnus's weapon. To transform this, we're actually going to take this locking bar right here that we fit onto the post of the back of the cab when we had the trailer. This is where the cab would go and lock into the trailer. So we're actually going to push this out just like that, and we're going to put this piece aside for now, and we'll take this piece, and this is pretty simple. We're just going to flip everything right up just like that. And now at the top right here you can see two sets of little pegs. We're going to fit the locking piece right on top of that. Just like that, it'll lock into place. Now this becomes sorry, that's backwards. This is a large weapon for Ultra Magnus. It'll fit right into his fist, and you just kind of pull it back. It's a big shoulder cannon type thing. Let me zoom out quick for you. There we go. Want to make sure you get the full gun in view. Now, it is a big gun. This is like I said, this is the rocket launcher mode, and this can also transform just by flipping this forward. He has this enormous gun with which to own some bad guys. Now the problem is the arm cannot support the weight of this gun. So what I have found is best to do is actually to position him so that when you pose him, you're actually leaning the gun, positioning the gun right on his kneecap, right here, and that way he can hold the gun somewhat appropriately. And there is our Ultra Magnus.